Yo, what up? We back with another edition of Sports Betting with Wes. And as I get into tonight's games, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of sports betting 101 because I get a lot of guys that tell me, "Yo, Wes, I be wanting to bet, but I don't know how. I don't know how that drink work, bro. Teach me." And it's really a lot of self-explanatory stuff on there. You just gotta dive into it because I kind of like taught myself. That's why it's so much that I'm still learning. But let's start with the basics. And we're gonna start with tonight's games. Tonight we have Minnesota giving up 2.5 to Miami, and the total is 237. So if you're betting on your betting app, it may look a little bit something like this. You may see Minnesota minus 2.5 versus Miami, and it might be a plus 2.5 by their name. 2.5 is what's called the point spread, meaning that since Minnesota has a negative 2.5 by their name, they have to win by more than that point spread. That point five just means that it has to go to at least three, because if the point five wasn't there and they was to just win by two, it would be split. So if they got to win by two and they win by just two on the dot, the ticket will be void. They go over two, you win. They go under two, you lose. But when you add that point five, that means that they got to win by at least three. And then in the furthest box, you might see 237. That's the total points combined between both teams at the end of the game. 237 points between Minnesota and Miami. First of all, I like Minnesota with the minus 2.5. I think Minnesota can win by at least three because that's what they have to do. And I think they can do that. I like Minnesota, but I won't bet on the over and under because I don't know if either of these teams are going to play to their full capacity. I don't know what Miami we're getting. Miami been on and off all year. Minnesota been losing to teams that I thought that they should have won against. So I don't know how high that score is going to go. I'm not going to touch that 237. I'm going to just bet with Minnesota with the minus 2.5. The next game, what I am going to do is I'm not going to end the bets there. I'm going to add the next game to that bet. The next game will be Philly. You may see a plus 3.5 next to them versus New York, minus 3.5 next to them. And the total was 233. Now, if you don't know by now, I'm loyal to a fault, and I'm going with New York. So I'm gonna take the Knicks with the 3.5, then minus 3.5, meaning that the Knicks have to win by at least 4 points. I'm gonna take the Knicks with that. Not only am I going to take the Knicks, I'm going to go and do some more wagers inside that game, and I'm going to bet on Jalen Brunson. They're giving the points on the over and under for Jalen Brunson. Now, these are bets within each game that you can go into. Sometimes it may say more wagers, but when you touch it, it'll say points, rebounds. You can bet on the players, single players, not just the team now, accolades. And Jalen Brunson, they might have him at 29 points. I'm going to bet that he's going to get more than that because he averaged 30 right now. Karl Anthony Towns, we're not adding him to the double-double list. He hasn't convinced me on that yet. But I am going to bet that he's going to give me a double-double against Philly. Who who actually has a better chance of getting on that double-double list is who we going against tonight, Joel Embiid. There was a time, now he's just coming off fresh off an injury, so I know nobody's afraid of him right now. But there was a time Joel Embiid was one of those double-double guys, and he would have been right up there on that list if he would have never got hurt. Right now, he's trying to get back into his groove. So I don't know what we're going to get with him. The over and under in that, the over and under for that total score on that Knicks game is 233. I'm going to go with the over. And it's crazy because me personally, I only bet on the over and unders when I'm betting on the over. If I'm betting on the under, I just leave it alone. If I'm not sure they can make it up there, I just leave it alone. But I believe Philly is going to come to play. And for some reason, whenever a team comes to the Garden, they bring their A game. Everybody step up to try to come cook the Knicks for some reason. So I'm going to bet that that's going to go over 233. Then I'm going to add. So I'm not going to end the bet right there though, because I want to add all. Like with me, it's all or nothing. So either I'm going to get the most amount of money that I can make, or I ain't going to make nothing. So now the next game is Atlanta, and they getting 4.5 to Toronto. I like Atlanta. To be honest with you, I know their record might not be as good as Toronto's, but you got to remember a few things. Trey Young is just now coming back, and so is what is the unicorn's name? Used to play with us. Tall white guy. Used to play with the Knicks. They call him the unicorn. I can't think of his name right now, but he's the center on Atlanta. Porzingis. That would have bothered me all day. Porzingis is back. Both of them are trying to get back into their groove. So I like Atlanta. I think they're gonna either if they don't get it together this game, I think eventually they're gonna get it together. And they're getting 4.5. So I'll take Atlanta with the 4.5. The over and under is 230, and I think both of these is good scoring teams. So I'm gonna go with over 230.5, 230.5, but meaning that the total score has to get to at least 231 points. I'm gonna take the over on that. And then I'm gonna add the next game onto my bet, which is Charlotte getting 1.5 to Chicago minus 1.5. I'm gonna take Charlotte with the plus 1.5. Um, I like the way that kid Alonzo Ball is looking right now. The Mellow Ball is looking right now. Sorry, wrong brother. Lonzo Ball. Not so much. But I like the way the younger brother's looking right now, LaMelo. Um, I seen him hit like 3 threes in a row last game. I seen him play. I don't know if it was just duck, but I'm interested. I want to see what he got. I'm not going to touch the over and under on that game, but the total score for both of those teams is 239. Not going to touch it. I'm going to go right on to the next game. I'm going to add Portland versus San Antonio, and Portland is plus 7.5. San Antonio is minus 7.5. That's a game I would have to go in and see if Wemby's playing. Wemby Giannis playing, then I like the Spurs with the 7.5. If not, I like Portland with the 7.5. And he didn't play the last game, so I don't know what's going on in this game. The over and under is 235.5. I ain't gonna touch it because I don't even know if Wemby's playing, and I ain't got too much faith in Portland running it up. Moving along, we got Houston, and I'm going. All this is still the same bet. We got Houston -8 versus Dallas +8. Dallas been doing bad, but I like Dallas. I like Dallas. I don't know about versus Houston, and they probably need a little more than 8 points. Anthony Davis is back. Cooper Flag is playing the best basketball that he probably can play as a rookie. It's a tough one. I shouldn't follow me on this one. I'm going with Dallas with the +8. I'm not going to touch the over and under. You know what? I am going to touch the over and under because it's only 227.5. And I think both of these teams can really run it up past that. So I'm going to go over with the 227. I'm going to add, we got 2 more games to add to this ticket. And that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll be 8 games. Now, ticket going to be something chunky now. So next, we got Utah that's getting 11.5, excuse me, versus Golden State minus 11.5. I'm taking Golden State because Utah been playing some real bad basketball. I'm taking Golden State. I'm not going to touch the over and under because it's kind of high at 244.5. Even though I know Golden State can run it up, I'm not too sure what Utah can do. So, last but not least, good one. We got Boston getting plus 1.5 versus the Clippers minus 1.5. I think I'm gonna take the Clippers the way Kawhi Leonard been playing lately. I might even go in there and bet on him to get over whatever the points they got for him. I might bet on him to go over that. Might. I'm not saying if I'm gonna do it or not. I'm thinking about it. And it's 220 to over and under for both teams, point 0.5. I'm going to bet that that's going to go over 220. And then after I do all of that, I'm going to go and pick something called teasers and round robins. Now, we're getting into uncharted territory. Once you pick your teasers and your round robins, that's going to break the bets up into a bunch of little bets. But that's going to prevent your ticket from going dead if one of them don't make it. If one bet don't make it, the whole ticket dies. So if you pick your teasers and your round robins, you get in there and you play with the lineup and you pick the numbers that suits you best, then you don't lose your whole ticket just because one game didn't go your way. And with that being said, I hope I was very informative with this video. You want to talk about your bets? Put them in the comments. You got any information that you could add to the channel? Put it in the comments. And until next time, peace.